Okay, so once you've done cut the potatoes, you're gonna put them in a bowl, and I usually like to wash them again. So just over cold water and take out all the potato starch. Just rinse them and take out all that starch in the potato. And then if there's still some water, it's okay, you can take it off later. But yeah, just go ahead and rinse them, and then your potatoes are ready for when the meat is ready. Then you can saute with your onions and tomatoes, and then after you add your potatoes. So here's the meat, it's still cooking. You want to go ahead and check on it and mix it up a little bit so that it cooks evenly. Okay, so once your meat is cooked, you want to remove all the water and the oil excess that it has. And then you want to add your tomatoes and you're going to add your tomatoes in there. Your onion to season. And you saute it a little bit. Go ahead and mix it up and cook it, saute it. We're still cooking over medium heat. Just so you wanna brown up the onion. Let it simmer for a little bit and saute. So here you see how the onion is getting a little golden brown and the tomato is softening a little bit. That's how you want it, and you can brown it up a little bit more. And then you can add your potatoes. Your potatoes. And then just mix it up so that it's all even out. And I'm sorry the other video cut off, but this is the second part to the same video. You didn't miss anything, you know, it's just continued on, and I have to download it into 2 different videos because I'm still new to the whole YouTube thing. So this is the second part of the video. But then you want to cover it up. You want to add the potatoes, stir it up a little bit, and cover it. And you want to lower your heat to about medium-low so that they cook thoroughly, and cover it up. You want to cover it up and then just wait a few minutes and then come back and stir it again. And then for the tomato sauce, I measured it for you guys, and it's about half a cup that you want to put. I mean, it's up to you. I usually put half of the tomato sauce, or a little more than half, which equals about half a cup. Sometimes I add a little bit of water too because I like it to be so it won't dry out too much. So maybe you can do 1/2 of tomato sauce and then up to 3/4 of water. So 1/4 of water and half a cup of tomato sauce, just so that it won't be soupy, I promise, but just so that it'll, you know, soak up all the flavor and still be, the consistency is still good. And I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm talking about. So now we're back to check on the potatoes. And you can tell that they're, you know, getting a different color because they're cooking. Turn this up a little bit. Once you can, so how you can know that they're ready is if you like cut through. You see they're still hard, and you can tell because I'm pressing on it and it's not going through. So once it goes through all the way, you know they're soft and they're like almost ready. So once they're a little softer, you excuse me, you can go ahead and add your tomato sauce and then finish cooking. And like I said, I season them, so not only with garlic salt, that's for the meat, but I once I add the tomato sauce, I like to season it with the chicken bouillon, the caldo de pollo, or you can also do it with the tomato one or the meat one. It's up to you, but I just always use this one. I hardly ever use the tomato one or the meat one, the beef one, but you can definitely use the beef one for this. I'm sure it'll get a different flavor, just as delicious, and you can use either one. So I use this, and you can use it, add it to your liking as well, or you can do like a teaspoon by teaspoon and then just taste it and see how it's, you know, tasting. I like to add a lot of salt to my food, so I just use about maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons or 1.5, depending on how much food I'm making. Okay, so once your potatoes have cooked a little more thoroughly, you want to go ahead and add your tomato sauce. And you see, sometimes you want to add more tomato sauce. It's just like to your liking, because it does dry out when it's like still cooking, but this is, and to make it a little more red, so you can use the whole can, you can use half the can. You don't want to mix it so much, because then the potatoes, since they get soft, they'll break, and you don't want mashed potatoes on there. So then sometimes I just add a little more. It's totally depending on you. I'll add the whole thing. And then I'll go ahead and add a pinch, just a pinch or 2 of the chicken bouillon, the caldito de pollo seasoning, and just go ahead and like stir it. And then, like I said, if you don't know how it tastes, or if 1 pinch or 2 pinches isn't enough for you, you could just totally taste it. Grab your spoon, a little bit of sauce, and then just put it on your hand and taste. Then you just want to let it cook. Cover it up and let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. And then there's your steak with potatoes, or bistek con papas, bistek ranchero, whatever it is you want to call it. But simple recipe and delicious. And we usually accompany it with beans and rice, the Mexican brown rice. So there you go. You can turn it down a little bit and cook it on low heat. Once it's cooked for 10 to 15 minutes, then it's ready. You want to check the potatoes, because your meat is already cooked from when you cooked it at the beginning. Now you're just waiting for the potatoes to fully cook, and then it's ready.